Hi, Summer. I am driving to work and, as usual, thinking about a lot of things. Kind of going through things in my head that concern me, things that I like to get excited about. I spend a lot of time in the car, so I try to use that time wisely, and I try to use my mind to do that. And so I try to target certain things I'd like to think about instead of just letting random thoughts flow through my head. So anyway, I was thinking about things that bother me, and one thing I kept coming around to realizing, again, is just how not having enough time affects so many things. And when I think about the happiest moments of my life, they're always embedded in chapters of my life where I had more time. Even small moments like just walking through the park in green grass, just being able to walk around outside in the grass, smelling the green grass without feeling the pressure to be somewhere else, and just having the time to do those things. In adult life in our society today, I don't think anyone has enough time to do the things that really matter. And I think a lot of people try to kill two birds with one stone by having a job that is fulfilling, but there's some serious limits to that. And I don't think the majority of people really experience their work in a way that is like play, or comparable to the joy that you experience when you're free to just run around a playground or hold someone's hand as you walk down the beach. And I think that we cross a line in our society where there's such little time to do those things that it is depressing. And I think that we do have an epidemic of depression and anxiety in our country, and I think that that's got a lot to do with it. I know that soldiers come back from active duty, and a lot of them commit suicide, and I would bet anything that it has something to do with the fact that when you're in the service, at least you're contributing and serving something greater, and you're doing something that speaks a little more to our instincts and is more exciting and adventurous, for lack of better words. And when you come back to this life in our modern society today, the things you have to do to just make ends meet seem very depressing. I mean, my whole life I have feared eventually having to just be part of the mainstream workforce. And I'm not lazy. I'll work my ass off under the right circumstances when it matters and when I can see the meaning of something. But it's the experience of just having to be somewhere 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the majority of your life. I think that's a very depressing prospect for most people. But I'll speak for myself. It is for me. And I guess my point is, one thing I want to say is it doesn't make me lazy. I think that that's a natural thing. I don't think it's natural for us to have to be in a place 8 hours a day, performing specific tasks 5 days a week like that. It feels like it's just in no way a natural state for humans to exist in, or a pleasurable state for human beings to exist in. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you because I want to have a lot of joy with you. I think one of the things that brings the most joy to a person's life is to share the kind of love and joy that you and I are capable of sharing at times, and I feel like a lot of time is just slipping away from me, partly because Brittany and I have a dispute and I'm only seeing you 2 full days out of the week. So that's making time go by faster, I feel like. It definitely is shortening my time with you, and I feel like I'm losing time with you, and that really hurts. And I also just have to work a lot, and I can't seem to find a way around that. I've tried to think creatively in the past to avoid that in some way. Again, not refusing to contribute, but trying to avoid what feels like a death sentence in a way of with my time, but I haven't been able to find a way to do that. So I'm working full-time now. I've been working full-time for a while. I've always worked hard. Again, I feel it's necessary to say that. But I don't have the time to do the things with you that I wish I could. And you're only 3.5 now. And I feel like we did have a lot of time early on, but I feel like we don't have that same amount of time now, and I don't know how that's going to improve. So the thought of just having to accept that you and I don't have a lot of time together, for the foreseeable future, that's heartbreaking. And I want to savor that feeling of like being somewhere that you're enjoying yourself and just being able to just stay there and do that and having that free time, that feeling of just having that free time. I miss that, and I want to remember that. I don't want to forget that feeling. I feel like we're trained to forget that and to just adapt to having to work this much. But I don't think that's good. I think that will mean that something will be missing from people's lives, and eventually it will catch up to them. I know everybody's life is different too. People's circumstances are different. Like, I feel like my circumstances are a little different and make me more vulnerable to this, partly because of my parents' age. I've always said that. The fact that my parents had me when they were older, my mom was 42 when she had me, that means that that they're older now, and plus they have a lot of health issues. My dad had a lot of health issues, but my mom has health issues too, and so for the last 20 or so years at least, I've had this overwhelming urge to spend time with them while I still have them. And that just taxes the time that I have available in general even more, and makes it very difficult to feel like I'm spending enough time doing the things that I really want to be doing with my life. And that's not the case for other people, and for many people. For some other people, I'm sure it is, but for me, my situation is a little different. So a 40-hour work week to me is a different experience than a 40-hour work week for someone whose parents likely have much more time on this earth. For now, I think that's good. Pulling up to Tim Hortons. Last time we came here, I got you some whipped cream. You love whipped cream. I'll see you later, kiddo. Bye.